The first thing I needed to do was to figure out what kind of a hoist that I really wanted. As you can tell in the picture here, this is the design that I ended up building, and I used round tubing on the uprights and square on the overhead. The square tubing slides back and forth, allows for different widths. It'll go out wide enough that it will extend over your trailers, a lot of your big trailers, and it's adjustable in height from 8 foot to 10 foot. Since I kind of already knew what I was really wanting to build, it made it a lot easier when I went down to the scrap metal yard to buy the different materials where I bought the square tubings and the round tubings from. Sometimes you can get a really good deal if you happen to have this type of a metal salvage yard in your area. I squared up the saw first and proceeded to cut the metal. Now, we can all make jokes about our skills, but the rule of thumb is you measure it twice, so you only have to cut it once. So at this point, I just started cutting off my uprights to length, making sure the ends were squared up. Cut the angle braces that were going to be on it, and made sure they were all at the right angles. Then I laid them all out on the ground to see where I was at. Now comes the task of deburring. You got to keep in mind that this is going to be handled by bare hands after this is built. Where the tubing slides over the other one, the burr can hinder it from sliding, so I ended up having to file the leading edge of it off to allow it to slide easier. Drilling the pilot holes was next, where the axles were going to fit, and then I resized them with the proper diameter. Then I split the square tubing and I removed the pieces where the wheels were going to fit. Next is time to drill the holes for the uprights. By laying a piece of angle across it, I was able to keep my holes in a straight line. Now it's time to start putting it all together. Started by squaring everything up and then tacking things and then welding it in place. Welds have to be good because your safety really depends on it. Did a quick lift on the engine that I bought from the salvage yard. Make sure it wasn't going to flex or bow on me.
Make that slick. Cool. Awesome.
And it looked good, so now it's time for me to put it to work. And as you can see, it worked really great.